Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. You need to try this campaign. If you are like me, you are mainly a multiplayer focused and as well as zombie focused player. The Call of Duty campaign really doesn't matter. It could be absolute trash like Black Ops 3 was, or it could be really great, and it really doesn't matter. However, I am telling you right now, go play this campaign. This is the best Call of Duty campaign ever since Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1 even. All of the marketing stuff, all of the stuff they were saying about how this is a real story with real characters, but just so happens to be set in space, is absolutely true. That is the best description I can say for this campaign. It feels like the relationships between these people, it feels like the events that happen could be shifted around slightly and we could turn this into a modern game, even a World War II game, and it would make as much sense as it does now. This is truly a standard Call of Duty, a good Call of Duty campaign like Call of Duty 4, like Modern Warfare 2, like Black Ops 1, with real characters that you like and are invested in and makes sense, but set in space. So what did I like about this campaign? I'm going to try not to spoil you here, but I really did enjoy the characters. The characters don't seem like they're trying to force anything. It doesn't seem like they're trying to be any sort of thing other than human. I've actually just went back and played the Call of Duty Ghost campaign, and while it's a better campaign than I remember, the characters in that game just feel fake. They don't feel genuine enough. The whole Ghost thing, they're trying to become this Ghost Squad, it felt like they were trying to promote something more than they were actually able to do. In Infinite Warfare, I feel like it's almost the opposite. Your whole team is kind of bitten off more than they can chew. Your whole team is fighting up against forces that are obviously bigger and badder than you are, and that is something that's overwhelmingly apparent throughout the game, and that's really beautiful. You're just an average person. You make mistakes with your calls. You make mistakes with how you go about things. Other people make mistakes. There is a huge narrative about commanding something and being in charge of something, especially in a military type situation where what is the right thing to do? How far are you willing to go for the win or for the victory? What are you willing to sacrifice? That is a huge theme in this game, and it is played out ever so stinking beautifully. These characters do it so well. It is a lot of military characters, so you're not going to have a whole bunch of just like wacky kooky characters and everything, but I'm almost as willing to say that I like these characters a little bit more than the Modern Warfare series characters. Now, don't get me wrong, the Modern Warfare series characters are like iconic and they're really cool and epic and stuff, but these characters, they feel real. They don't feel as epic or as iconic, and I don't think they will be, but they feel human. They feel authentic. And there's a robot character I'm sure we're all aware of, Ethan, that I thought could be really gimmicky. I thought it's just going to be this robot guy, and I don't know how I feel about him. Right off the bat, that is thrown out the window. This is like one of my favorite characters of all of Call of Duty history. He is fantastic. He's so funny. You literally laugh out loud moments. I love Ethan. And right in the middle section of the campaign, moving on to the gameplay itself, this is where I come into some of the downsides, I want to say. The biggest downside for me at least in this campaign is that it's a Call of Duty campaign. And I think you all know the layer of depth the Call of Duty campaigns get, which is not very deep, and that's basically the biggest downside. It's very, very repetitive. Even the space combat is really cool with the Jackal sequences. It really does remind me of Star Wars Battlefront. You lock onto an enemy and you get into this fight, it's completely open to you to go after whoever you want. You shoot down bigger ships, you try to destroy them through weak points. It's really fun, but it does get really repetitive. I do want a Galactic Conquest mode because right in the middle of the campaign, like I said, there is different missions. There's smaller missions, there are side missions that you can go to, and in the descriptions of these missions, it'll say you'll get a Jackal upgrade, or it'll say you'll get Quick Draw, or you'll get Sleight of Hand. And before I went into the big main missions, I completed some of those smaller missions that completely made sense in the storyline, but as well as I got Sleight of Hand. And now when I went on to the main missions, having Sleight of Hand with a big LMG was very, very beneficial, which is really, really cool. And it's a nice little detail that they put in. This world that they built is so perfect. There is a create a class before each and every mission, and they did promote this sort of streamlined, everything is an open world. You have your ship, you go to a mission, you come back, you get to choose your next mission, and I will repeat what I said before, that does get slightly repetitive because the places you go, the way you go about these missions, pretty much the same. I would almost prefer it if it were like a Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 style campaign where you just go complete a mission, kind of behind the scenes, go to headquarters, and then the next mission starts just with you in a helicopter or you getting infiltrated somewhere, you know, that sort of stuff. I would almost prefer that, but this whole going back to your ship with the Jackal and, you know, doing that makes more sense logically, and I think it's a really clever route, and it doesn't detract from the storyline at all or detract from the gameplay at all, but it's something worth noting. The overall layer of immersion that this game presents to you, just with all of the little dialogue, with all of the little detail of all of the quarters everywhere, and your engineers around you fixing up the ship as you progress the story, it really does hit home that these are real people, and it is really beautiful for that. There is one last downside that I am going to say, and this is going to be spoiler free here. The ending feels very unsatisfying. And I'm trying to think of a way to say this without actually spoiling anything, but let me say it this way. You complete the last mission, the last little mission of your main mission star map thing, and the mission ends, and it's credits. It ends with this very epic moment that I'm going to say, and you're really kind of just hyped up from this epic moment, and they don't really relieve that moment at all. You're kind of just with this heightened stance of, you know, that Call of Duty, not stress or anxiety, but that excitement, that adrenaline, and it just kind of stops. We need like a resolution. We need something to where it's like, oh hey, this happened, and something to bring us down and let us be satisfied. And that's sort of ambiguous, and it's not a bad ending by any means whatsoever. I like the ending in terms of what actually happens, but I did feel it was a little bit unsatisfying. But that's kind of weird to say. I really, really like the ending. I really do, even though it did feel a little unsatisfying. And you know what? Hey, maybe it was supposed to feel unsatisfying, and that is probably where it actually is. It's probably a good thing that I'm like, oh, I wish it ended differently. I wish I felt better after this campaign, because maybe that's it. Because if you don't see my Twitter is in the description. I did tweet out after I beat this campaign that I cried. Let that mull over in your brains. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but after the credits, or during the credits, I did cry, so there's that. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Go play the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare campaign. It's a beautiful campaign, great world building, great characters. I love it. Hopefully you guys do too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next absolutely beautiful Call of Duty morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.